It's time for some hoops. At the home of the New York Knicks, we're bringing it to you live on 2K Sports. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports as we get set to bring you some terrific NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Just a single game at home. After this one, it's back on the road for the Knicks.
Yeah, and this is the second game of a back-to-back for them, so they didn't have a long time to think about that loss last night. They've got to get right back out there and into the grind.
And, you know, in many ways, it's almost better that way. You don't have to spend much time thinking about the loss. You can direct your attention, your energy, and your emotions towards figuring out how to win the next time you get out there. So I think that's a good thing.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. And Detroit looking at who they've got. Jennings and Meeks in the backcourt. Marcus Morris is out there with Ilyasova. And it's Drummond in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Good D by Lopez. Drummond, a bit of a disappointing season last year. Not so much in play, but people wanted to see a bigger leap from him. Now, his numbers are still pretty jaw-dropping, but I think he's got so much there to give.
He has a lot of potential, Kevin. And listen, I don't think his play was bad. He just had such huge expectations to live up to. I mean, player development is not a straight line, and it would have been very hard to have him take another huge leap forward. Sometimes you have that sophomore jinx. But I'm expecting a big year from him this season.
Anthony, the pass to Porzingis. Rejected by Jennings. 4 on the clock. It's Anthony with the drive. No good. Good work defensively by Morris.
You know, for Drummond last season, his numbers were relatively the same. The expectations placed on him were so hard for him to live up to. Maybe now those will be tempered a bit and he'll play better.
And so here is New York, following the miss by Brandon Jennings from deep. The pass to Porzingis. Feeds it to Anthony. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
And another thought on Drummond, a lot more was expected of him last year, and he saw more attention. Even though his numbers were close to the same, I really felt his impact on the floor was not.
Puts up the baby hook. And guys, Andre Drummond has made quite an impression in the early stages of his career. Clark, you were just talking about that. Greg, I don't think anyone felt he would have such an impact this fast.
Yeah, I mean, he's already a mountain of a man among boys. I mean, it's hard to believe when you look at this guy out there. He's only 22 years old.
No good on the second free throw. Anthony dishes to Lopez. Over to the wing. Galloway kicks to Aflalo. Lopez a screen. Aflalo the pass to Lopez. Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that. Going back to Andre Drummond, some say there aren't any true centers entering the NBA these days. But I look at Andre, I look at DeMarcus Cousins, Joel Embiid, Karl Anthony Towns, and I think to myself, what are these people talking about?
So he picks up just 1 from the line that time.
And talking about Andre Drummond, I remember when he fell to number 9 on draft day. All sorts of experts were making excuses as to why. But even then, there was this eerie feeling that some teams had made a huge mistake in passing on him. And that feeling turned out to be correct.
Here's Galloway. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Pass to Anthony. Aflalo outside. He kicks it to Galloway. It's tipped and stolen by Drummond. Ahead. Finished off the break.
Easy to see who's going to win that race.
Yeah, early offense is often easy offense. Excellent work that time.
Here's Porzingis. He's a solid producer, averaging nearly 22 points a game.
Took the safe route there. Wasn't about to do anything that would get him in trouble on that one.
Nope. Up and in with one hand, the most basic finish possible.
But he still makes it look good.
Now here's Jennings. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game.
And they're 1 of 5 to start this game. Just really haven't gotten into a flow offensively.
And so it's New York with it. Following the miss by Brandon Jennings from deep. Lopez. Lays it up and banks it in.
They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
And watch, Clark, how the game plays out, because this is going to open things up on the perimeter.
Now that was pretty. That was just a nice-looking reverse jam right there.
Use the rim, Clark, to protect the ball, I think, too, a little bit.
Yeah, did a nice job with it.
And, guys, how about the awareness there with that finish in traffic?
And there's Morris. That's good on the assist from Brandon Jennings.
And he just big-boyed it right there. The height advantage he's got down low, really difficult for them to defend.
Lopez against Ilyasova. Here's Porzingis. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And guys, Porzingis was almost a rookie last season, but he opted to pull out of the early entry and wait a year for this past summer's draft. Seems to have worked out for him as far as how his draft stock has changed.
Johnson, he's checked in for the Pistons. Greg, you're right with Porzingis. It made sense for him to wait 1 more year. Clark has a lot to learn, but still comes over, as a much talked about player, a much better player than had he declared last season.
I agree with you, yet he'll still need time to develop, but all the ingredients are there. He's got a chance to be a really good player.
Yeah, the Latvian had a great shot for his height, and he'll be an interesting stretch 4 in the NBA.
Good call.
Lopez with the block. A follow outside. He dishes it to Galloway. Kicks to Anthony. Clock at 6. Out to the right wing. His first shot coming late. And the shot no good, a bit short. So for the Pistons, their last game a loss to the Grizzlies of Memphis. Johnson, a wide open look. Again, Johnson missing.
Well, I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
Here's Meeks. The shot's good on the assist by Jennings. Jennings has got 3 assists tonight.
You always hear about chemistry. That's a perfect example, knowing where each other is at all times.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here. And guys, Brandon Jennings, some people love his chaotic game. Some can't stand it. One of the more polarizing talents in the NBA.
Yeah, I don't think he'll ever shoot for an efficient percentage or become a lockdown defender, Kevin. He's an offensive catalyst. He pushes the action, and he'll go on scoring binges, but I think he does more good than bad with this style of play.
So New York ends up going with the new group. So Detroit going with an almost entire new group here. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Andre Drummond. Tolliver comes in for Ilyasova. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, he's checked in for Meeks. And it's Jackson in for Brandon Jennings.
10. And talking about Brandon Jennings, he has an endless bag of tricks. Keeping the ball literally on a string, makes behind the back, no look, and off the backboard passes few players would even try. That unpredictability, though, can make him difficult to check and often forces defenders into positions from which they can't recover.
Knicks have gotten 6 of 11 shots to go down so far. Pretty nice shooting. Grant kicks to Calderon. Passes it to Serafin. Back to Calderon. Picked by Williams. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Serafin's got his first 2 points of the night.
You know, Brandon Jennings is that rare type of difference maker, a guy who can jumpstart your offense without turning the ball over. That's a valuable asset when you're trying to line up the W.
Grant dishes to Calderon. O'Quinn the pass to Serafin. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. Well, last season, the Pistons didn't reach the playoffs for the 6th consecutive season. They're making progress, but as we can all see, still have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, you know, they were spoiled for a while there. How about going to the playoffs for 1996 to 2009? So it's been a rough stretch here of late, but you get the feeling that the building blocks are in place for another push.
Williams gets the bucket. And the Knicks lead by 4. Pass to Caldwell Pope. He feeds it to Baines. Outside for Jackson. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, it's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yep, he was on the money, that's no doubt. Stolen by Jackson. And here we go. The Pistons fast break. That ties the game.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They really are, and their last 3 buckets have come by way of an assist.
Williams kicks to Grant. Dishes it to Serafin. No good. And it's Detroit the other way.
Tell you what, they haven't wasted any time getting into the swing of things on the boards.
And even this early, that's a good omen for the rest of the game.
Now here's Jackson. The feed to Baines. Johnson for 3. And another 3 for Detroit.
He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but the D still has to keep an eye on him. Listen, the Knicks finishing at the bottom of the East last season. They didn't go into the season thinking they were in for a rough go, making last season all that more painstaking for the fan.
New York calls timeout. And for the Knicks and their play against the rest of the conference, guys who've been talking about only Clark 11 wins in 52 games.
And you know, Kevin, what's worse is the Knicks were 5-21 at home against the East. No matter how you slice that up, the Knicks had a season that everybody would like to forget in New York.
Now here's Williams. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game. No good again that time.
Well, one of his issues is he's a player that just does not excel at fighting through contact on his way to the rim.
To the left side wing. Back to Jackson. On the wing, Johnson. Shot clock at 6. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. Jackson's got 3 assists now in this one. Grant kicks to Williams. Grant outside. Banked in off the glass. Grant's got his first points of the night.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening.
It really is, Clark. The defenders need to do a better job of closing those lanes to the hoop.
Back to Jackson. Now the dish to Tolliver. Stolen by Serafin. And here we go. Fast break. Calderon's got it. Williams' shot is off.
You know what? His finishing ability, not really at the level that you would expect from a pro, but he's going to have to start playing with more force.
Jackson misses.
And it doesn't even matter that he's surrounded on that possession. He's got the size to pull those boards down anyway.
In the corner, O'Quinn with it. No luck. Good D by Johnson.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup. Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Here's Grant. And we reach the end of the first quarter. Pistons lead by 6. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And guys, looking at what you've seen so far from the Pistons, what do you think?
I just think that from an intensity standpoint, their defense has really been the key. It's been the catalyst as they've been able to disrupt their opponent's offense.
Absolutely. I mean, they've been much more intense defensively. And their defense not only has been intense, but it's been swarming and saran wrap-like.
On the floor for Detroit, Jennings and Meeks in the backcourt. Ilyasova out there with Marcus Morris. And it's Drummond in at the center position. Now here's Jennings. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. And the wide open shot from Morris comes up empty from 19 feet out. Here's Galloway. He's guarded by Jennings. Porzingis passes to Carmelo. And it's sent back by Drummond. Feeds it to Ilyasova. Shot from 12. Bounces high off the rim and drops. And the Pistons lead by 5. And a moment here to take a look at some of the hustle stats for the Pistons.
You know, they've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
Inside, here's Drummond.
Punches it down with pop.
Rubs it in. It looks like a little deeper with the hanging finish.
I tell you what, they're not backing off at all, are they?
Here's Galloway, but they recover it. His three-pointer's off the mark. Ahead, here's Meeks. And he misses the fast break layup. For the Detroit Pistons, they come in off the loss to the Grizzlies.
And right before Carmelo went down with the injury last season, it seemed like he had added the fadeaway to his game, molded a little bit after Dirk Nowitzki.
4 on the shot clock. And there's the pass to Porzingis. That's good.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
Over to the left wing. It's back to Jennings. Drummond working against Lopez. Here's Meeks. That ball's off target. It's his third miss. He's made 2 shots from the field. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Right back to the basics there, using the one-hand slam for that one.
Doesn't he make the basics look pretty exceptional?
Yeah, he does. They look sweet when he does them.
And he better stay with those basics because this game is still yet to be determined.
Jennings. And again, it's the Pistons missing. Carmelo's reasoning was that he had been burned enough by Dirk's fadeaway, he had to adapt.
That's a great fadeaway to borrow from, for sure. I mean, Melo already has a mid-range game, terrific mid-range game, and this shot makes that even deadlier.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here.
I mean, the Knicks were bad last year, and it became evident early on as the season grew older, more and more of their national coverage games were being pulled.
The Pistons have gone 2 of 6 from the field in the second quarter so far. For the Knicks, losing a lot of nationally televised games, too. It seemed like every time they were on, they were losing. It might have been a blessing in disguise.
Well, I hope they look at it in a positive vein. It did give them a chance to focus on player development there in New York. Also allowed them to shut down Melo for the season.
And here's Jennings outside. Again, Jennings missing. Great offensive performance they're putting on.
You see the benefit of knocking down baskets consecutively because it leads to the confidence growing and growing.
And guys, we call that the zone because that's where they are right now. They are in a zone, and I'm sure they feel unstoppable.
There's the feed to Drummond. To halt the run. Got it. Good job in the low post. Drummond's got 4 points this quarter.
He's got to be a little embarrassed for joining the Paratroopers Club on that pump fake.
Here's Galloway. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Pushing it up. Here's Drummond. He dents the rim with a two-handed slam. Wow.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
Galloway, the pass to Porzingis. On the clock. Rebound, Detroit. It's tipped. And that's out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession.
Risky pass in a situation like that. Very lucky that wasn't a steal.
Fortunate to get it through. I thought he was headed the other way with that one.
Jennings dishes to Morris. And that one's good. And it's a 3-point Piston lead.
You know what? Sometimes something good can come out of a bad possession.
Here's Galloway. They set the screen. Shot's good by Anthony. Anthony's got 7 points here in this quarter.
And started hot, and he's only gotten hotter.
Now Jennings. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Morris a screen. Jennings kicks to Meeks. Shot clock at 5. No good from outside.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Here's Galloway. Pass to Porzingis. New York needs to get off a shot. They're running, and here they go, and Morris throws it down.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal, and then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
So Detroit ends up going with the new group. Grant the pass to Calderon. Pick by Williams. Calderon kicks to Williams. And Baines pulls it down.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Well, we know prior to last season, the Pistons handed the car keys over to Stan Van Gundy. He had some early hiccups, but overall, I think they're headed in the right direction. He's a proven winning coach in the NBA.
Here's Tolliver from 13. His first shot is a miss. 0 for 1 to start the contest. Now here's Grant. Defense right on him. That's basket number 2 with his third shot off to a fast 2 for 3. Well, with Coach Stan Van Gundy, it was a very successful first year in Detroit. He's a guy who's going to build around defense. That's been his M.O.
And Van Gundy has always been a defensive first type guy, Kevin. I mean, the last 30 years he's has probably the best defensive efficiency for a career as a coach, and his teams always play with great emphasis on that side of the ball.
Calderon dishes to Grant, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on Aaron Baines. That'll be his second foul of the game.
He's jammed himself up a little bit here with that second foul. But as long as he can avoid a third before the half, I think he's fine.
Grant against Jackson. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
Greg, he got in good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
New York shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight. And Grant drops them both. The Pistons leading. Jackson with it. He has 6. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. Reggie Jackson had made some noise about wanting a big contract to be moved last year. Ultimately, he was traded to Detroit.
Yep, Kevin, traded from the Thunder to the Pistons, and it actually happened on deadline day.
And if you go back, remember Jackson struggled with the Pistons last year as well. So the team went on a losing streak as soon as he got there. And Jackson will look for a fresh start this season. I mean, hard to play with all the drama and questions going in your head about pending free agency.
Now, here's Grant. And he gets it to go.
They'll take as many of those looks as they can get.
This is his 3rd. Free throw attempt of the game.
And so far this season, it's been average at best at the line. Only 71% as a shooter.
Here's Jackson. 8 points for him. Johnson with a screen on Grant. Right wing. Caldwell Pope kicks to Jackson. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But, boy, that was a nice job.
Now, here's Grant. 9 points in the game so far. He kicks it to O'Quinn. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Even though they're trailing, they're having some success from the foul line here, and that could go a long way towards getting them back into it.
Just a bit of an up and down year for the Pistons last season. Had some long winning streaks and some long losing streaks for first-year head coach Stan Van Gundy.
Yeah, Kevin, some would say it was addition by subtraction because they really went on that big run after they released Josh Smith. 7 straight wins for them at one point, and they also did have some giant loss.
Now, here's Grant. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. And now the Pistons, fast break. Outside for Jackson. Down low. Deflects the pass. Stolen by O'Quinn. Grant the pass to O'Quinn. Jackson comes over with the double. Seraphin kicks to Grant. Cans it from downtown. Grant's got 10 points now just in this quarter.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
Oh, and here comes Calderon all alone. And the jam by Derek Williams.
And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Yeah, and what a finish it was, guys. Really nicely done.
Now here's Jackson. 11 points in the game. Over in the corner, Caldwell Pope. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. Jackson's got 4 assists in the game. Here's Calderon. It's stolen by Johnson. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. It goes on Jaren Grant.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
And guys, he's not the tallest or most imposing wing player, but Stanley Johnson has incredible strength and really unmatched confidence. One reason why so many were high on him in the draft.
Calderon dishes to Williams. There's the pick. Here's Grant to the wing on the left from 18 feet away. And there's another one for the Knicks. 6 changes of the lead here.
Yeah, no team able to build a big lead early on. I mean, it's tight.
Yeah, both teams still kind of feeling their way through this game.
Now here's Johnson. 6 on the shot clock. Caldwell Pope passes to Johnson. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here. This is his second trip to the free throw line. And that one falls for Johnson.
Shooting 100% in the quarter. They've made them all, taking full advantage at the line.
I tell you what, nice job making the most of their opportunities.
Grant outside. Pick by Williams.
Knicks fans, these are your Knicks City.
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. You look at Jaren Grant in this game, he's been everywhere.
Yeah, he's played just a smart game overall offensively, looking for and finding the gaps in the defense, and also terrific shot selection.
Greg, that's exactly what we're talking about when we talk about being efficient as an offensive player. Fully on display there with him.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. You look at Jaren Grant in this game, he's been everywhere.
Just in attack mode, he was able to get in the lane at will in that first half.
Yeah, it really was aggressive attacking basketball at its finest. I mean, really a lot of fun to watch.
Anthony out there with Porzingis. Then there's Robin Lopez. Then there's Aflalo. And it's Galloway in at the 1. That's Derek Fisher's 5 as we get going into the second half. Carmelo Anthony, the 3rd pick overall in the 2003 NBA draft, was in some pretty good company at the top of that one, as I recall.
I mean, you had LeBron going 1, and, of course, Darko Milicic was number 2 on that list. But how about D-Wade at 4? A little bit of a surprise, Chris Bosh. You know, all those guys, with the exception of Melo, have rings.
Oh! I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is the 2 points, not the dramatics.
Oh, come on, Clark. He had to go for it, didn't he?
Yeah, but hey, he's an athlete, and I can't fault him for that one. Although, if he missed it, I might have.
Ilyasova is screen on Anthony. Ilyasova with the ball. He's picked up by Lopez. Drummond. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Here's Galloway. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Porzingis can't hit.
And with room like that off the pick, you have got to knock that one down.
Well, you know, they did everything right, Greg. They executed. All you want is a good look at the basket. Sometimes the shots just don't fall. And Marcus Morris is nicknamed Mook. He has a twin brother, older by 7 minutes, named Markeith. Both brothers played at Kansas, drafted 13th and 14th in the same year, eventually played for the same pro team. That is joined at the hip.
And looking at the Morris brothers' careers through last season, the one area they haven't been joined at the hip in is in performance. Markeith has shown steady improvement over his first 4 years. Marcus Morris has had a very up and down start to his career.
And, you know, Kevin, Marcus has talent. He has versatility. He just hasn't found his role. It's time for him to step out of his brother's shadow and really establish who he is as a player.
You know, one aspect of their play today that's really been tight and far superior is their passing.
And that kind of flow can be elusive, but the great offenses have it, and that's just what they've shown here tonight.
For the New York Knicks, they come into this one following a loss to the Brooklyn Nets. Tipped away. Jennings with the steal. Anthony with the block.
Yeah, but they're 3 of 4 to start the second half.
Will it go? That's good, and so Galloway with the assist. Galloway has got assist number 5 here tonight.
Finally, they get one to drop. That's one of their first 4 here in the third.
Drummond a screen. Ilyasova dishes to Morris. 5 to shoot. Back to Drummond. Morris into the lane. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. Passes to Porzingis. To the paint. Here's Anthony. And it's Anthony again missing.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
And Ilyasova kicks to Jennings. Detroit, no good that time either.
Can't get anything to drop. I mean, the way he's going, it's probably not something he should try and shoot his way out of.
Well, they say you should shoot your way out of it, but his teammates probably have other thoughts in mind. The last thing they want to see him doing is continuing to cast that jumper up.
It's Anthony with the drive. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Well, it was. I mean, a tight game like this one, you'd think they'd have a little more energy at the defensive end than that.
Yeah, good call there. I mean, feet clearly moving when he set the screen.
And he lowered the shoulder, too. I mean, they were going to get him there one way or the other. I mean, that was an easy call.
And Brandon Jennings gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. Here's Anthony. And it's all evened up. Anthony's got 9 points here in the second half.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Now here's Jennings. Tight defense on him. Meeks passes to Morris. 4 on the clock. Lopez with the steal. It's Anthony with the drive. That puts them in the lead. Anthony's got 22 points. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Knicks.
Boy, their hounding, harassing efforts at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
And also, how about the points they've gotten in transition or on the fast break tonight? That's been a huge factor as well.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. Knicks last season had a lot of problems here in Manhattan, and it showed all over the floor, Greg. And you played for this team. You know what it's like to play basketball in New York. Not a good record for them at home last year.
How about finishing 10-31 here and playing in front of a sold-out crowd every night? And one thing about New York, they're going to let you know when they're displeased. Worst home record in the East and second worst home record in the league.
For Detroit, they've gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there.
And, you know, for the Knicks, there were a lot of reasons why they were bad at home. Bottom 5 in field goal percentage, against at home, field goal defense, and third worst field goal percentage at home in the league.
And, you know, commend the Knicks faithful. They still would sell this place out. And you have to give a shout out to the fans for sticking through what was a very difficult year. At least it has to get better.
And Jody Meeks last season, coming off the best effort of his career the year before, signed a big contract with the Pistons. They thought he'd be their designated three-point shooter. Instead, he missed the first 22 games with a back injury and just never really got in sync.
And, well, Detroit shooting has been just great so far, up at 56%. No one near Jennings as he lets it fly. Ilyasova taken away by Anthony. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances in the free throw line here.
What a great game for Anthony in this one. 22 points, and he's put 1 3-pointer on the board.
You know what, though, Clark? It wouldn't be a bad idea going forward to try to let him do a little more damage from beyond the arc.
Well, for Jody Meeks, we were just talking about with Greg last year, Clark. He did have a game where he rained 9 3-pointers on Orlando, just 1 short of the Pistons' all-time record.
Well, it's all about rhythm for him. I tell you where he finally found some rhythm last month of the season. I mean, he shot 57% from the field and 44% from behind the arc.
5 on the clock. Here's Jennings. But they'll get another chance. Morris kicks to Jennings. Here's Drummond. Count that one as his 7th make in 8 attempts. He is a scorching 86%. For New York, they've gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third. Here's Porzingis. 10 points for him. At the top of the key, Galloway. The drive by Anthony. And that one is hammered home.
And he just punishes the D for falling asleep at the wheel.
A little disorganized that time, and the result, 2 points in the loudest way possible.
Guys, there has to be better rim protection than that, though. Not very good.
It's almost as if there's a lid on the hoop for him right now. He still hasn't gotten one to fall in the quarter.
Here's Porzingis, defended by Ilyasova. Just 5 to shoot. Galloway, the pass to Lopez. One-on-one here. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way. A different look for New York. Kevin Serafin, he's checked in for Lopez. And it's Grant in for Langston Galloway. Johnson, he's checked in for Detroit. Reggie Jackson comes in for Meeks. A follow the pass to Porzingis. Inside. Grant. That's good. Grant's got 14.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run.
The timely screen gave him a step, and he took it all the way. 13 points for Reggie Jackson. Pass to Porzingis. A follow outside. Kicks it to Grant. Outside Anthony. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
And guys, Brandon Jennings last season looked like he was finally becoming more efficient. He shot at the upper range of his career field goal percentage from 3 and the free throw line. And then suddenly the Achilles ended his season at 41 games played. Really unfortunate.
Derek Williams, he checked in for New York. Calderon comes in for Aaron Aflalo. Williams with the steal. Knocked away. Stolen by Jackson. He dishes it to Tolliver. Johnson kicks to Baines. He feeds it to Caldwell Pope. Here's Johnson. And 3 chances on that possession, but they just couldn't find a way to score. Johnson against Anthony. No good. Now the Pistons take it the other way. Getting back to Jennings last season really did start out as one of his best. Not just the improvement, Clark, in accuracy. His turnovers per game were at a career low.
Yeah, that's what we have to watch out for with Jennings. I mean, he's still only 26 years old, Kevin. Now, plenty of time to continue to refine and hone this game. I think his best basketball is in front of him.
And you saw how quick the defense was. They were ready for him. They got the hand in the face there and made that much more difficult.
Yeah, and every team needs that kind of rugged interior defense because you want to try to distract your opponents when they get inside, and you also want to make them uncomfortable in their shot attempts.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for New York. And a switcher also for Detroit. Morris is checked in. Time call here. The Pistons decide to talk it over.
They've already picked up a number of fouls here, and they're in the penalty. Not a good sign. They need to focus on moving their feet, keeping their hands up, and defending without fouling.
Pistons trailed by 5. Jackson drives in. That is good. Jackson's got 15 points.
He clearly had the speed advantage there, and he used it to burn the D for the sweet hoop. Nice play.
Grant outside. And Anthony gets it to go on the assist by Grant. 31 points for Carmelo Anthony.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
Caldwell Pope kicks to Jackson. With the teardrop. Nice D from Williams.
And guys, Reggie Jackson was at the end of a yo-yo last season. He starts at Oklahoma for an injured Westbrook. Westbrook comes back, sends Jackson to the bench. Then Oklahoma sends Jackson to Detroit, where he fills in for another injured starter in Brandon Jennings for the rest of the year.
He's having a great game at the free throw line, Kevin. His hot streak continues.
Johnson sends the screen for Jackson. To the wing on the left. That shot by Caldwell Pope, no good. The Knicks leading by 7. Grant kicks to Anthony. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
Here's Morris. The shot's good on the assist by Johnson. Morris has got 8 points. New York's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Calderon dishes to Williams. Outside Anthony. Grant outside. Just 4 to shoot. And 2 free throw's coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. That's on Reggie Jackson.
And Detroit with a 32-50 record last season. They didn't have any help from the schedule. They had a total of 22 back-to-back series on the year, tied for most in the league. Clearly a 2-for-1 situation here, guys.
Oh, without question, Greg. I mean, the wise move would be to get themselves a quick shot so they have an opportunity to get that 2-for-1.
And Caldwell Pope gets the basket. Greg, as you just said, the Pistons had a ton of back-to-back games. 44 were part of their back-to-backs, over half their schedule. Clark, they went 15-29 in those games.
And that's part of the reason why the NBA wanted to examine the schedule. I mean, it was a tough year for the Pistons. It's hard to get any momentum when you're playing that many back-to-backs. He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
And Williams, here we go. It's tipped. They get it back, and they'll keep possession. Here's Jackson. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in. The third quarter comes to a close. It's the Knicks. They lead by 6. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports. Welcome back as we get rolling once more. The fourth quarter right ahead in what's been a very well-contested game. And the Pistons with possession here. And on the floor for Detroit here in the fourth. Jennings and Meeks in the backcourt. Ilyasova out there with Andre Drummond. And it's Caldwell Pope in at the 3, the small forward. The Knicks leading by 4. Here's Galloway. And the pass to Porzingis. And he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
How about that? Breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk.
A nice way to pad that lead a little more.
Yes, indeed.
Outside Jennings. Clock at 6. It's Meeks outside. It's rebounded by New York.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And, guys, you know that rebounding is a huge part, a huge component of winning games. It's not a glamour stat, but it's necessary if you're going to be a winning team.
That would have been lucky had it fallen. Poor shot selection.
Yeah, look at the coach's face and the expression. It says all over it, "Are you kidding me?"
First minute and a half of basketball played here in the fourth quarter. Caldwell Pope kicks to Ilyasova. Second shot opportunity. That one's in there. The New York lead is cut down now to just 6, and the basket from Drummond.
And the rebound and the follow show you what he is all about. Gritty and determined with a soft touch to match.
Lopez a screen. Lopez a screen on Ilyasova. Lopez right side. And it's a Flalo penetrating. And that is good. Well, Flalo's got the lead. Back up to 8 now for the Knicks.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Boy, you got to love that nice assist by Jennings.
Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Williams passes to Lopez. Here's the screen. Here's Porzingis. It's hauled in by Ilyasova. Ilyasova's got 6 rebounds in the game. That one's in there. The New York lead is cut down now to just 4 points with the basket from Jennings.
You know, it's really going to be all about hard work from this point on. And they worked hard to create that high-quality shot right there.
No question. That's their goal down the stretch here. I think finding those close-range rhythm shots.
Here's Porzingis. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Listen, the Knicks had a hard time scoring last year. Just lacked any real presence in the paint. And lacking that paint threat makes things easier for the opposing defense.
You know, at the Knicks, they were second to last in field goal percentage from their front court. Granted, they were hit by injuries. It seemed like all over the place all season.
Yeah, you know, with that poor field goal percentage shooting and being top 3 in field goal attempts on the year, not a good combination.
Caldwell Pope dishes to Meeks. Caldwell Pope kicks to Drummond. Tries again. Lopez with the block. And now the Knicks on the break. Outside Williams. Pass to Porzingis. Dishes it to Galloway. To the wing on the left. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Pistons trailed by 5. Outside Jennings. The feed to Meeks. That falls. Great assist by Brandon Jennings.
Now that's where you like your shots to come from.
New York leading by 3. Passes it to Porzingis. No good. And the Pistons now going the other way. Jennings kicks to Meeks to tie it up. Rebound by Williams.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Porzingis. Here's Caldwell Pope. Out to the right wing. The drive by Jennings. And he gets the bucket. Now just a 1-point Knicks lead.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Over in the corner, Meeks. And Detroit again with the bucket. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats here for Detroit?
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
And guys, I think you've got to give them credit for the number of steals they've taken away. I mean, a lot of effort on the defense from them tonight.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. And during this timeout, I'm sure they'll be hydrating themselves with Gatorade. All the effort out there on the floor, and these timeouts can be such a huge factor in getting a short rest and recharging the battery. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Hi, guys. Over that break, I was able to catch the message Derek Fisher was giving to his team. Despite the deficit, he told his guys, I've got confidence in you. We've had our backs against the wall before. You know what we need to do. Kevin, can they retake the lead?
The Knicks making a switch here. Anthony's checked in. Now Detroit moving it up. Meeks leading the charge. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2.
Well, Marcus Morris in this one. He has 8 points, and he's also been picking up some nice assists here and there, too.
And Clark, that needs to continue. When he has an opportunity to get an open teammate the ball, he has got to make that a priority.
And Morris drops them both.
Yeah, the Pistons ended last season with a record of 32-50. They played decently enough against the rest of the East and had 23 of their 32 wins against the Eastern Conference.
Galloway kicks to Anthony. No good, unable to end this run. Pistons leading by 3. And here's Jennings. There's the dish to Meeks. Feeds to Ilyasova. 5 on the clock. Goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. That one's on Anthony.
Oh, he's just dangling from the rim after sending it through there.
You can see which team now has the swagger Clark right now.
Yeah, it's with them.
And guys, that swagger can backfire because you don't want to get your opponent a little too riled up.
Lopez a screen. Morris with the block. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Morris. Grant, he's checked in for Langston Galloway. Off the inbound. And Jody Meeks gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul.
Detroit on D. They've allowed just 7 points here in the fourth quarter.
He has definitely shown up to play. He's done his part, really just trying to battle his team back into it.
Deep 2 from Jennings. It's rebounded by New York. Lopez has got 4 rebounds now tonight.
And it's just one of those days, guys. He has just struggled to shoot the basketball.
Lopez sets a screen for a follow. It'll go, and the Detroit lead is cut down to just 1 on the bucket from Porzingis.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Outside Anthony. A reverse. And the layup is up and in. Anthony's got 38 points.
He has really punished these defenders today. No matter who's been on him, he's been giving them medicine.
Drummond a screen. Jumper off the screen. He kicks to Jennings. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. And now the fast break. Grant with the ball. Detroit with the rebound. Jennings has got 3 rebounds now in this one. Finished off the break. And the Pistons lead by 1.
Despite the troubles he had in the first half, he stayed composed and focused, and now he's getting it going.
They set the pick. Puts up the baby hook. And he can't bank that one in. Detroit's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Lets it go with a 3. And he gets it to go. And now a 4-point Detroit lead.
Defensively, they can't afford to back off of him that much. You don't want to be giving up easy threes, especially at this stage of the game.
Here's a Flalo. Detroit with the rebound. Jennings passes to Meeks. And a fast break now for New York. And Anthony gets it to go on the assist by Flalo. Flalo's got 3 assists tonight.
Yeah, beautiful play on the interior. They're just using the height advantage to lay the ball up and in when they really needed that basket.
Morris a screen. Jennings against Grant. Jennings dishes to Ilyasova. And a fast break now for New York. Anthony leading the charge.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from inside the paint area.
There's got to be a wall of defense when it comes to attacking the paint. Plain and simple.
He's simply just willing himself to the line here.
Drummond with a screen on Grant. Jennings kicks to Drummond. Here's Ilyasova. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the knee.
Yeah, really left him no choice there, Greg. He had to foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket.
No good at the stripe this time. Second misses also. New York's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Out of bounds, Detroit takes possession.
Got sloppy in a close game. You have to take advantage of every opportunity.
The Pistons trailing. Outside Jennings. There's a minute 34 left to play in the final quarter. To the paint. Here's Drummond. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here.
Drummond having a terrific game. He has 23 points and also 3 steals. He's given them a lot with his passing and with his defensive work.
How about the activity of those hands here today?
Pass to a Flower. Here's Porzingis, defended by Drummond. Aflalo goes in. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish. Here's Morris. Can't hit. So New York will take it the other way. Here's Anthony. Crafty move. It falls.
This is what happens when you allow Carmelo Anthony to heat up.
New York comes into this one following a loss to the Nets in Brooklyn. Kicks to Drummond. Knocks it loose. Stolen by Grant. Guys, they're not going to be in any rush on this possession.
Not with the lead. I mean, now's the time to use the clock to your advantage. Take your time. Milk the clock a little bit.
And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It goes on Brandon Jennings.
You had a foul to give there, but you'd rather not have it cost your team points.
I agree. I mean, you would have been better off using it on the floor and not on the shot. But the foul had to come either way, so it is what it is.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Yeah, they have to extend the game. I mean, plain and simple. Use every second you can on the clock here.
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 3-point lead. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 4-point ball game.
And you can wrap this one up. Great job to stay cool at the line and finish it off.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. They're losing by 4. 12 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
And a quick bucket and a foul is really the only option at this point.
And the important thing about the foul is who you foul. They don't want to send a top-notch free thrower to the line if they can avoid it.
.12 seconds left in the fourth. Morris passes to Jennings. Back to Morris. And that's an intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah. Completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
Brandon Jennings hits them both. 6 seconds left to play here in the fourth. They foul intentionally. That's what they have to do at this point. And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to fall. He's able to hit the second one, and that makes it a 3-point lead. Now a timeout called by Detroit. They trailed by 3. 5 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
With this much time remaining, they should be able to get themselves a decent shot at the basket. Still, a contested 3 is never an easy shot.
And an intentional foul right there. Good on the first, and that brings them within 2 here. That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
He's really the guy you want on the stripe in that situation. I mean, there's no doubt about it. He's clutch.
And Brandon Jennings gets the whistle that time. And so he's picked up his final foul, and he will sit for the rest of this game.
Well, luckily, they've got some really solid backup. You hate to see a player DQ, disqualified due to fouls, but they can do a decent job of replacing his production. That last free throw was critical. Their only choice now is to go for the 3 to tie.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 3. Just 2 seconds left in the game. What's your take, guys?
They need a 3 to tie, and they have enough time here to get a good look if they play their cards right. We'll see how they do.
It's Meeks outside. Oh, he had a chance there to send it to overtime, but they come up empty-handed. So a close game sees New York take this one. What a show they put on here at home tonight.
Tremendous work all the way down to the wire. We were just wondering what would happen next. Major drama, and we saw a good one.
And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports. And coming up next, the postgame show with Ernie Johnson, Shaq, and Kenny the Jet.